Once upon a time, in a land far away, there was a magical forest that shimmered with crystal trees. The trees sparkled with all the colors of the rainbow and their leaves rustled with the whispers of secrets only the forest knew. But the forest held a dark secret, and only the bravest of hearts dared to venture in. A young girl named Lily was one of those brave hearts. She had heard of the crystal forest and its secrets, and her curiosity had led her to explore it. As she walked through the forest, the crystal trees towered above her, their leaves glittering in the sunlight. She felt a sense of wonder and awe, but also a twinge of fear. Suddenly, she heard a soft voice behind her. "Who goes there?" it asked. Lily turned around to see a small, furry creature with bright green eyes staring up at her. "I'm Lily," she said, introducing herself. "I'm exploring the crystal forest." The creature looked at her suspiciously. "No one explores the crystal forest unless they have a reason," he said. "I have a reason," Lily said. "I want to know the secret of the crystal forest." The creature's eyes widened in surprise. "You seek the secret of the crystal forest?" he asked. Lily nodded, determined. The creature looked at her for a moment longer before nodding. "Very well," he said. "I will take you to the one who knows the secret." He led her deeper into the forest, through a grove of trees with leaves as soft as silk, and past a sparkling river that sang a song of joy. Finally, they arrived at a clearing where a wise old owl sat perched on a branch. "I bring you a visitor, wise one," the creature said. The owl looked at Lily with its piercing eyes. "What brings you to the crystal forest?" it asked. "I want to know the secret of the crystal forest," Lily said. The owl nodded slowly. "The secret of the crystal forest is a powerful one," he said. "Are you sure you are ready for it?" Lily took a deep breath. "Yes," she said. "I am ready." The owl nodded again before continuing. "Long ago, when the crystal forest was first born, a great dragon guarded it. The dragon was fearsome and powerful, and no one dared to enter the forest while it lived." Lily listened intently, her heart beating faster. "But one day, a brave knight came to the forest," the owl continued. "He was on a quest to find a powerful sword, and he believed that the sword was hidden somewhere in the crystal forest. He entered the forest, and the dragon came to meet him. They fought a great battle, and in the end, the knight was victorious. The dragon died, and its body became the very heart of the crystal forest." "The heart of the crystal forest?" Lily asked, puzzled. "Yes," the owl said. "The dragon's body became the very heart of the forest, and it imbued the trees with its magic. The crystal trees grew, and the forest became a place of wonder and beauty. But there is a price to pay for the forest's beauty," the owl said gravely. "The dragon's spirit still lingers in the forest, and it demands a sacrifice every year. A life for a life, to honor the dragon's sacrifice and keep the forest alive." Lily's heart sank. "A sacrifice?" she asked. "But that's terrible." "Yes," the owl said. "It is a heavy burden to bear, but the people of the nearby village know of the sacrifice, and they offer a life willingly each year." Lily felt a tear fell from Lily's eye as she thought about the sacrifices that had to be made to keep the crystal forest alive. She couldn't imagine losing someone she loved to the forest. "Is there no other way?" she asked, desperation in her voice. The owl shook its head. "The magic of the crystal forest is tied to the dragon's spirit. Without it, the forest would wither and die." Lily knew she couldn't just leave things the way they were. She couldn't bear the thought of innocent lives being taken every year. "I'll find a way," she said firmly. "I'll find a way to break the curse of the dragon and free the crystal forest from this burden." The owl looked at her with surprise. "You would do that?" he asked. Lily nodded. "I have to try," she said. "I can't just stand by and watch." The owl smiled at her. "You are a brave soul, Lily," he said. "I will help you in any way I can." Lily thanked the owl and set out on her quest. She traveled far and wide, seeking out magical artifacts and ancient spells that could help her break the curse of the dragon. Finally, after months of searching, she found what she was looking for. A powerful spell that could sever the connection between the dragon's spirit and the crystal forest. With the spell in hand, Lily returned to the crystal forest. She stood at the edge of the clearing, gazing at the shimmering trees and the dragon's heart at its center. She took a deep breath and began to chant the spell. The forest grew quiet, and the air grew still. As she finished the spell, a beam of light shot out from the dragon's heart and into the sky. Lily felt a surge of energy flow through her as the connection between the dragon's spirit and the forest was broken. The forest around her began to change. The crystal trees lost their sparkle, and their leaves turned brown and fell to the ground. The dragon's heart turned to ash and crumbled into dust. Lily feared that she had made a terrible mistake, but then she saw something miraculous happen. The ground beneath her feet began to glow, and small sprouts began to grow from the earth. The sprouts grew into saplings, and the saplings grew into trees. But these trees were different from the crystal trees that had once stood there. They were strong and sturdy, with leaves as green as the forest itself. Lily realized that the forest was no longer tied to the dragon's magic. It was free to grow and flourish on its own. As she walked through the new forest, she felt a sense of peace and contentment. She knew that she had done the right thing, and that the sacrifices of the past would not be in vain. From that day on, the forest was known as the Lily Forest, in honor of the brave girl who had freed it from the curse of the dragon. And though the forest was no longer made of crystal trees, it remained a place of wonder and beauty, where secrets whispered in the leaves and magic flowed through the air.